Hello, friends and families. Hello, lovers. Hello, fans of Wahala or What podcast. You are welcome once again to this very wonderful podcast. The last time we were here, we told you that you are going to be seeing our faces more, right? And yes, this is the episode 2 of this first season. We are glad to be here once again. So, yeah, like we mentioned, Wahala or What podcast is going to be about controversial issues, especially in our country, Nigeria, right? There are a whole lot of things that we can actually talk about. And we are here once again to be doing this. And of course, I am not alone. Yeah, I'm not a lone ranger. I'm here with my lovely and beautiful partner, Okpeyemi.
Hi, welcome back, guys, to Wahala or What podcast. This is me giving you cute face so I can distract you from my terrible voice. Oh my god!
You
I
can
mean,
imagine, only God knows what happened to your voice. You
no,
alone in this Nigeria, you the only one who is
please,
stressed.
I'm just a princess waiting for my prince. For that, that kiss that would, take everything back to normal when you have a
Uh,
terrible voice.
okay.
Oh my
Don't
god!
go and kiss
So, guys,
Froggo.
please, bear with my voice today, please. Okay.
Yeah, deal with our voices actually, but we are good. We are
We're
good.
good. We're good. Thank you.
Yeah, last episode was actually a very interesting one, and we are here again to dissect, talk about, and introduce something very important. I mean, because there's a lot of things happening in Nigeria. It's about mental health, and we don't talk about it enough.
We don't.
Or well, maybe recently, but sincerely, we don't talk about it enough. And many people want to know why. We are interested in knowing why people don't. I mean, people don't talk about it. An average Nigerian, if you say that, oh, you are having mental health issues like that, like, what is wrong with you? Why are you depressed? How can you be depressed? Like everybody is struggling. Even the nation itself, the way it is. So it's like people just dismiss it, right? So today we are going to be talking about why don't people talk about mental health issues? Is this something valid? Is this something that we can actually relate with? Is it peculiar to some parts of the world? Or I mean it's just general because we are humans, right? So that's what we are going to talk about today. As we are going to begin, I think we can start by asking what exactly is mental health. Yeah,
Right.
because I'm asking this because I feel like a number of people, when they hear mental health, because of what has been going on, they just feel like it is about depression, about. In
Wait,
fact, that's like even the first thing that comes.
are you sure mental health, the first thing that comes to your head is depression?
Well,
Because
I
for
mean,
me,
for people I've asked,
I feel like for a lot of Nigerians, though, when you talk about anything mental health, you just feel like you're running colo, like everybody is mental. Because a lot of people don't even understand the concept of depression and all of that. Like, they just feel like anything mental
yeah,
health for a good number of people, or maybe people that are not. How do I say now? I mean, Gen Z is once it's mental health, Gen Z's can't even overuse that word. But I feel like for maybe the older generation, yeah, once you bring anything mental health to them, they begin to think that what's going on? Oh, you're
yeah.
not running
But
mental.
where I'm even coming from is
Okay.
people who say they are going through mental health, right? It is like when there's any slight thing, they feel like my mental health,
It's a state.
my mental health, this kind of thing. So that is why I feel like we should actually clear it. What exactly is mental health?
Yes.
Mental health in itself, yeah. Then I mean other things around it.
Yeah.
So do you want to go ahead?
Okay, so mental health, just from the word mental, something going on inside of you. I mean, just the way we know the physical health has to do with whatever is going on with your body. You go to the hospital when you feel like, oh, I'm feeling headache, I'm not feeling so well, or you go to the hospital when you feel like, my body's paining me or my tummy is paining me. So mental health literally deals with, the state of your mind, your reasoning, and everything that is going on in there. How do you feel?
How
Like,
you feel,
yeah,
how you express
the
how
way
you
you
relate
feel.
to people.
So it has to do with everything that is going on inside. It's more psychological. Just the way we have the physical part, the doctors, they deal with that. We have the psychologists dealing with, how the internal part of you processes it, what is going on with your head, what is going on with your mind, how is the alignment of those things now, affecting you generally. So I feel like that literally sums up what mental health is.
Then actually, I mean, I think why it gets to be seen physically is because mental health actually, you already said, is like a psychological thing. So it shows the physical too.
Yeah.
I think with time, right,
Yeah.
you are able to see the expression. I mean, just like whatever thing you're thinking,
Yeah.
sometimes is what you say.
I mean,
right?
I feel like we are
Before
an
you
expression of what
act,
is inside.
exactly. Before you act, you've already thought about it.
Yes.
except for probably impulses and all that. But then it is still something that goes on in your mind first before you actually produce it. So in this, there are actually now things that are that affect the mental issues, right? There are things that make it different from the normal way it should be. So a normal person, when you wake up, I mean, you should feel relaxed, you should feel refreshed, you know, re-energized, rejuvenated, and all the reasons that you can actually think of. Then when you're relating to people, there are times that you get to laugh, right? There are times that you get to smile. There is a time for you to cry. But when all of your activities are now negating what you're supposed to feel, right? I feel like, okay, there's now an issue.
Something is
wrong.
So,
and I think that this is now what we are actually going to be talking about.
Yeah.
Because many people don't even know who they are. Because some people just live life like, okay, let's just go this day, one day after the other. You don't even know why you're even doing what you are doing.
When it comes, it tackle it. As they bring it today, we tackle it.
You get. So when people now, you start to feel like, okay, something is off. You cannot place it, right? So I think this is now where we can now start reasoning, okay, what exactly is mental health disorder, mental issues, you know? So this is like the crux of this discussion, right? So what exactly is mental disorder? And just like I've highlighted, but why, at what point do people actually now get to say, okay, this is what I'm going through, right? Yeah. So you want to speak to it?
Okay, so I feel like, just like you've said earlier, that everything that is going on inside of us, later becomes something that we express personally. So before you can even say, oh, so I'm going through something, before it becomes a physical expression, it's first start from inside. What exactly is going on inside of you? So it becomes something that all of this is probably affecting you in a way that you've not learned to express. Yeah.
But in that kind of thing, would you say that it's I don't know. I feel like, would you say that it's a mental health issue, or it's just like just need physical rest?
To be honest, like I had said, those things also have a way of accumulating to start affecting you from inside. Because as much as you might feel like, oh, I need physical rest to just be okay, once I take, even when why is it that when people even take a break, like maybe when you take a week off and then they're able to rest, still coming back to work is like they're still exhausted.
You still feel tired.
Yeah, you still feel so tired. So at times, it's not just about the physical, the body resting alone. It's about you being in a mental space where it feels like you're living life. It doesn't feel like life is tiring because there's just one process you're going through, and then it feels like a continuous process that is never ending.
But so what exactly is now this thing that Gen Z's actually now see, right? That any single time, any small thing, my mental health
is affected.
So no, really, sometimes I really get curious at what exactly is their issue. Because sincerely, I mean, apologies if I may apologize to whosoever may be affected. But sometimes I feel like some people are just badly behaved.
I mean, this is,
and they now want to hide under the cover of mental health. So that, I mean, I feel like that is why we even have to like break the what's it called, to clear it and, you know, and
what
make
mental health really is.
Because sincerely, if any slight thing like this, you see anything or you try to correct anyone, they're telling you, my mental health. What is wrong with you? How old are you? Said that you're shouting.
I know, but let's not. So
no, I mean,
not say that we are breaking it down.
That was why I said I apologize to whoever is really going through it. But just like I said, some people are just badly behaved, and they want to hide under it because it's even a phrase that is even
very overused. Yes,
it has been abused. So what exactly do these people go through? I'm not even disputing the fact that if you are probably 17, 18, that you might be going through some stuff depending on your family and all of those things. But what exactly do these people go through for them to not be seeing that?
Okay, so like I said, anything mental health has to, as long as you're human living, you cannot have a straight, happy life all the time. Things will affect you. People would contribute to the way you feel. The life you interact with daily would also affect you. For some people, it might be as small as the fact that they see their other friends doing better than them, and then they feel like, okay, I'm beginning to get affected. Why is it that I'm already 22 and then I'm not doing the things my friends are doing?
I think I put a caveat here.
Okay.
Say like, in your late teens to 17 to 19.
Okay.
Because you hear these ones to say
from teenagers,
right?
yeah.
And this one you're just coming out from primary secondary school or something like that.
Yeah, and as much as in my son's absurd, because I mean we've had teenagers, even commit suicide and all that. So as much as my son's absurd that why are you a teenager going through this, but you know that teenagers also go through it. Some it might be as little as the things their parents say to them at home actually that begins to affect them or begins to bring them down. And teenagers also have peer pressure. Let's not forget.
But wait, before you even go too far, I think I
Okay.
need to mention this. The words that we actually say to people, the younger ones, it is very, very important.
It is very important.
From the age that they are able to comprehend the things that you say, that they're able to say things, it is very key. I feel like parents should actually pay attention to the things that they say to you. You birth this child, right? You cannot just wake up one morning and start cursing out your child or something like that.
Yeah.
You cannot just start saying things that are not even healthy or things that cannot
can
carry
affect
the
them.
child. I mean, if you understand what I mean. It is really, sometimes it pains me because I used to say this, that at this point, even if they cannot talk, they can pick the things that you are saying.
Yeah.
So whatever, in fact, even right from when they're in the womb, that is why you see some pregnant women, they say, okay, there's a particular thing that they say to their babies in their womb. There are some parents, the fathers that talk to, that communicate with the child in their womb, so that when they birth them, these people already have a connection. So not to now talk of when you've given birth to them. You get. So, I mean, sincerely, just like this, it's really, really, really valid. Somebody who has had a really, maybe they're always fighting, always saying something, always complaining. The child comes.
To
The child comes and then, continues with that energy.
The pattern.
Even if they cannot express it, it's like it builds up.
And it's probably because kids can pick things really fast.
Really fast.
Really fast. So if there's something you're doing, like maybe in the house, you guys get to insult yourself and all that, you just realize that maybe the next day or 2 days later, the child has picked up those words of insult and they're also using it.
Right.
So the way they grow, the pattern they see, and then imagine a child that now grows up in a home where, the parents are always fighting, they're always arguing, they're always saying negative words. And then that kind of child goes to school and see parents that are more loving towards their own children. And then they start feeling like, okay, why is it not like this for me? They feel neglected, they feel distance from their parents. That makes it hard for them to communicate because they feel like, why is it that it's really better, it's more loving for someone else, and then for me I don't get to experience something similar?
I think that's actually true, because in the true sense of it, somebody said that adult issues, they are like unresolved child traumas.
Yes.
Right? Things
a good number of them.
Yeah, a number of them, because you did not just grow up to be like this. There are environmental issues that actually contributed to the way you are.
The way you are.
There are there are family issues, genetics and all that contribute to who you are right now.
I feel like even personal development plays like very little role in your growth.
It even does, right? Because we've heard people who started from a very terrible background and they're like, they doing really better, well. They became really better. Yeah. But I feel like these things actually, they've been built up since when they were young.
Yes.
They've been built up since when they were young. It did not just start from today. So you start to question you start to question that, why does this person behave like this?
Yes.
There's an underlying issue, probably from when they gave birth to them, their family, where they came from. Everybody just comes out and they want to smile, but there's something that I feel like they're actually dealing with, and it did not just start from today. So now imagine when they grow up to being adults, teenagers, after they have been able to take in all of the things that they grew up with, there is now more things that is affecting them. Adults is adulting them. Adulthood is adulting them. And I think another thing is, people don't even know how to handle it.
Right.
It is difficult to handle sometimes, especially when you do not have images of people who have probably gone through the same situations before.
Yeah. And
sometimes you feel like you're alone, but you're not alone. You're not alone. In whatever thing that you're actually going through, right? You are not alone. You are not alone. I really need to say that and emphasize on that. You are not alone. Yeah.
So now let's come back to the concept of mental health.
Exactly. I was going to say that
because mental health again is not something that is well talked about in a place like Nigeria.
Yeah.
Because I feel like in other countries, maybe like more westernized countries, they still they still place like very good emphasis on mental health. So the concept of mental health, the things that go on in your mind, and how these things can eventually become depression, and how you need to seek help. These things are not things that we literally talk about a lot in Nigeria.
Okay, you mean the mental health
Yes,
issues?
the mental health issues and
Okay.
every other thing that surrounds it.
Okay.
It is in the Nigeria factor. Most people just feel like if you start complaining about, oh, I feel this way, I feel that way, they just feel like maybe number one, you're broke. Anything that has to be like I'm not feeling okay inside, I'm unhappy and all
Because it
that.
looks
You're
like
broke.
money is like
money feels like the major issue.
Yeah, major issue.
It's because Nigeria is a poor country, like they would say. That's why that's why so many people feel like they're going through some form of mental health issue and all that. So it's either you're broke, you are hungry, or you feel like you're not living up to your mates. Oh, you can't do everything your friends are doing. That's why you just feel they feel like it's just a thing in your head. And actually, I feel like that's what mental health is, because it's going on in your head, it's going on in your mind, but the terrible part of it is that it comes together to now do you harm when it is not being taken care of.
Yeah.
So,
but okay. I wanted to say
Okay.
something. You were saying that it's something that is not commonly talked about.
Yes.
But now I want to ask that: is it peculiar to a gender? Because I feel like they give room for women more
than men
when it comes to these issues, because they feel like women are very emotional. Any slight thing, you cry, you weep, and there are people around you, even if your friends are not your friends, even first, they are the ones gathering around you, to cuddle you, wipe your tears. Maybe there's a heartbreak or anything. Your parents can even still like they are still there and
like
but I feel like when it comes to men,
like you're expected to just
be a man.
Strong, be a man. Why are you crying? You just lost a job. Why are you crying? Something.
What I used to ask is, when you say guy, be a man, and when a lady is going through the same situation, you say, oh, you pet her, sorry, you are going through this. Sometimes you even give to them money or something like that, just for you to feel good. Question I sincerely used to ask is, are we not all humans? I mean, if
we're all humans,
we might be able to express our emotions differently, but are we not all humans? Do we not have ways that we can actually express our emotions?
Yes.
There are ways, and I don't think there's one particular way a particular person should be able to express theirs. Because as much as we are saying that, the women are crying, they're emotional, there are still some women that they don't send you. They don't even, you can't even see tears in their eyes. Doesn't mean they're not going through stuff.
They're going through stuff.
But they express it differently. Right? So, can you maybe corroborate what I'm saying? Is it true that, or maybe it's what I've seen, that it is gender biased when we have to talk about the mental health or people expressing it?
Okay, so I wouldn't exactly say that it is gender biased, because I mean, society does not know if it's a man or a woman. People go through a lot of things, and then they get depressed, and then eventually they break down. I've seen men that have great people around them that are able to support them. Maybe if we were to go by the statistics, which I do not know, maybe we'll be able to tell that more men get to experience this thing more than women. But I feel like we have for men just the way we have for women. Just like you said, is it true that women tend to have a better advantage over men? Yes, because women are perceived as a weaker version. So maybe people still tend to rally around them when they talk about things like this, unlike the way they will rally around men. But we have the whole mental health issue for men, and we have for women. So I'm not going to try and downplay any, because I feel like, no, I understand that you're not downplaying any, but and of course it plays out to our face that women are at a better advantage than men. But just so women to also know that yes, we understand that women go through the whole mental health issue, and then for some people they eventually not get support or help, because the same way we said men are the ones that maybe they are on the receiving end of those things. It's the same way that a woman is easily affected by a lot of things, and then it's very easy for you to say terrible things to women, like as a woman you're expected to submit, you're expected to be this way, be that way. So when you talk down on them like that too, it affects them as well. Just the same way we feel like, okay, people really rally around women. It's very easy to also talk down on women and make them feel less of themselves. And all of these things also play a role in affecting their mental health. So at the end of the day, I don't feel like maybe it is more tilted towards one place than the other. Except statistics now probably like prove me wrong.
That is what I wanted to say. I mean, you might not have the numbers, but what we see, it looks like men are not accommodated more. Right, especially in talking about the mental health, there is little accommodation. It is now that we now see, adverts, people coming out to say men speak up when they do men day. You say men, even though people are already bashing, I don't know why.
Oh my
That
God.
it's not only men speak up that, because the truth is, just like I said, they also go through these things.
Yes, they do.
But can we also create a safe space for them to be able to speak up?
Yeah. Everybody deserves a safe space. I feel like it
Right.
should never be gender based. It should not be a
it should
thing of
not.
women should be the ones
But
speaking
knowing
out.
that it looks like it is more on one side to the other, I
Yeah.
mean, that is why I'm now talking about
it, yes.
create this, and the men should not feel like, nah, I'm strong, I cannot
me
talk to
cry,
anybody.
me hold me, so that I will talk. Now you people will use it to insult me. I feel like you're killing yourself slowly when you feel that way as a guy.
Then more so for the people who they are going to be talking to, I feel like every other person needs to understand is that be a safe space
For them.
for people who are talking.
Yeah.
Right? Just like I had said, that some people are just badly behaved. Even if it appears so, be a safe space to accommodate them. At least listen. Right? At least listen. Because just like they say for women, sometimes when we rant and all that, we might not even be exactly looking for the solution with you. We just want to talk. Sometimes, sometimes we know what we are supposed to do. Right?
But the ability to talk and express the way you feel
and have somebody
to
genuinely
listen.
listen. So I think that goes a long way. Maybe this is actually now going to take us to what to do when these people who are going through stuff, or maybe before then. I don't think we've actually talked about
mental the whole mental health in itself and everything that surrounds it, like how mental health leads to depression, even some people eventually end up committing suicide and all that, because there's a whole lot around it more than just the thing we see on the surface. So like you had said, now going into the whole mental health itself now, what are the things that are probably causing this whole mental health situation? The things that might probably make it seem so serious, and someone else might eventually get to the point where they feel like, I should just kill myself. Life is not worth living anymore.
I think when you start to feel like life is not worth living anymore, it's because nothing seems to be happening. Like if you have goals that you have set, it looks like they're not even happening. You're unable to get things done, and then you start to feel like you try this, it's not working. You try this, it's not working. You feel alone. You feel like you are just the only person this thing is happening to, just like I had said. You feel like nothing makes sense, because I feel like when you start feeling like white life is not worth living, that means there's no purpose. There's actually, if you have a purpose, right? But maybe you did not find you feel like it doesn't even make sense to you. It doesn't have any meaning, right? And you just want to, let's just end it. That's because there's really nothing driving it. You've tried all the possible things that you can try. You've probably even, you've got extra miles to do things, and it just looks like, well, I don't try. It's like there's no reason for me being here. Sometimes, I used to feel like for people who are alive, because they used to say this word that when there's life, there is hope. So I feel like for people, as long as you're still alive, there's still something you're doing. You get? There is still, no matter how little, whether you see it now or you don't, I feel like there's a particular purpose why you are still living, why you are still breathing. Because I don't think God will waste his resources. If there's no reason why you are still living. I mean, so if they start to feel like that, that is already, and I think some of these things, what happens is when we cannot dispute the fact when you overthink things, right? Just like, nothing is working, so you feel like you're useless, and you overthink, and sometimes it creeps in that you start to compare yourself to other people around you. You feel like, you went to school with somebody, and these people, they're already like billionaires, they're doing great stuff. Even though it is what you see on the outside, right?
It looks elaborate and glamorous.
It looks elaborate, and you start to think and compare yourself to them. So when you dwell so much on these thoughts, really, I feel like it starts to affect you. Even if sometimes you want to like shrug it off and feel like, nah, I'm still good. It's still somewhere in your mind, right? That it's still because it doesn't start in a day. Like it just creeps in little by little. then suggestions from people, words that people say that you take to heart, the things that you see on the outside, somehow they just affect the way you reason, they affect the way you see yourself. And if you're somebody who overthinks, let's say you wear bright clothes today, you expect that people come and what's it called? You expect that people come compliment you, or you don't get any compliment, even though you are really looking nice. You start to feel. I mean, that's for somebody who will be like, man, this person has something with their own self-esteem and all that, and the person starts to overthink. So you feel like, what is it? People don't even see me. So when you are dwelling on these negative thoughts, really, I feel like it just does something to you. It just does something to you. And when you feel like, okay, you are alone, you want to intentionally recede and be in your own space. You just don't want to talk to anybody, because in your mind you feel like nobody sees you. You feel like nobody recognizes you. You feel like nobody actually values you, which is actually not in the true sense and all that. So you want to start you want to start isolating yourself from all of this, and
why do I feel like this whole conversation is a little bit depressing? Because we had better vibe like last week, like the topic we had last week kept us in a more bubbly mode. But this one, like you can feel it in your bone, the pain,
the issues. Then also, and we can even bring that on here, because imagine you're trying to like plan a wedding and then you're putting yourself under unnecessary pressure. If you don't actually have a self-worth and all that, you can still put yourself under that cap of depression like that. So just like I said about depression now, you feel like there's just something you have to do, but you've not been able to do it, or you're unable to figure it out, and it's like time is going, the clock is ticking, everything is counting, and you're not finding. And this one's just sometimes really when people see all of these things, they try to channel the energy into something else. Try to channel the energy into doing better. If it's not working today, it will work tomorrow. If it is not making sense today, I'll keep trying till it makes sense. Some people have that energy, but I feel like some people don't have that much strength to keep going on, and that is why we have people who fall into the depression, or who get to have this mental health issues and all that. They get anxious, the anxiety, the expectations that are not coming forth, everything just
it comes together. Now it becomes a ticking bomb. It just wants to explode, because there's so much going on, and now it feels like you've had a lot, your cup is already filled to the brim, and then
especially when you start to hear some statements around you, you hear about this one is already doing well, and then probably you hear some coach, some just even talking about what are you doing with your life,
you should be up on your feet.
You are like, you have tried every possible thing that you can actually do, but nothing is working.
And I think that's where it gets crazy, because one thing with time and life is that it does not stop for anyone. It keeps going. So if you as human being do not now realize that there will be points where you have to take a break, you have to reflect, you have to sit back and maybe replan and re-strategize and find things that make you happy. If you want to keep going with time, like time is going, I have to be very fast, and you're on your toe constantly saying I have to be on the go, it's very easy for you to eventually break down, because it's like you don't even, at the end of the day, you don't know what you want. You just want to be on the go because time is going and you need to meet up. So, or you feel like my life needs to be better, my life needs to have been or in the pursuit of happiness as well. It's very easy to fall into the whole mental health issue thing, because you're trying to pursue a particular thing, and then you're not realizing that you're even living right now. So it feels like you're pushing your happiness until later time. So in the process of now pushing it until later time, I'm trying to just do everything to help you bring forward happiness. You eventually get depressed because you're overly pushing yourself. You're not doing enough things to even make yourself happy. You're not trying to find little joy in every other thing around you. You're just like, this is not enough. I need to get more.
Because you feel like it just has to make sense.
It just has to make sense. Like, you're looking at the bigger picture, forgetting that the smaller picture also contributes towards the bigger picture at the end of the day. So if you're being depressed now because you want to make something big for yourself, you're trying to just work alone, or you're just trying to get busy, and then you are exhausting yourself so much, you won't know how much of damage you've done to your own health until when everything now comes together and is crashing on you so badly. That's when you now tend to like realize that this is actually very bad, because you've not been paying attention all along.
I think in chasing goals, in chasing purpose and all that, there's just a thing like that you get to miss out on how you are supposed to live, because you are actually, yeah, as much as you're saving up for the future, but you are in this moment.
Yes.
Live this moment, right? Because that is present. It's like, just live it. This is where we are now. Tomorrow will take care of itself. You have plans, you have goals, but do not now. Yeah, I mean, that, I think that makes a lot of sense. Really, it makes it, because there are lots of things I want to do now, but you are waiting for the perfect time.
Yes,
you're
when it
waiting for
comes sense,
tomorrow.
yes.
Tomorrow that is something that you're not even sure of, and you are living the beauty of today. Meanwhile, today is going to be a yesterday by the time you get to tomorrow, and you cannot relive it. So it just makes sense for you to stay in the moment. Enjoy the life that I actually
right now.
Wow.
I mean, it might not be so perfect, but you just
It
have to
might
find
not be
happiness
so perfect
in every bit of it. Like, I mean, it's not impossible that there are times that you'll still be overwhelmed, you'll still be tired.
Definitely.
But if you do not try to find your own happiness in the midst of everything, you only realize that all along you've been accumulating, so much pain, so much hurt, so much terrible feelings inside of you, and you're just a ticking bomb waiting to just explode at any moment. So when you now see someone and then it's like full-blown depression, you're like, what happened? But you did not realize that there was already, like, a bit of it, a tiny drop, accumulating every day inside of them, that's now become so heavy, and now it's like they can no longer handle it. That's when it becomes full-blown.
Yeah, about the handling. I mean, I was already thinking that, all of these things that we actually mentioned now, they are things that every average adult goes through.
Yes.
Right? But then it looks like some people are able to handle it more
better,
right, than the other people.
We are not all same humans, so I feel like it's also expected.
It's also expected.
We can manage these things.
We can manage things. But how about, because sometimes I have an issue with, okay, you say that you have mental health issues, and in a minute nobody is able to reach you, and you don't even do this thing once. Okay, it's like a recurring thing. Like every 3 months or every 2 months, they know you whether something is happening or not. You just go off the radar. Nobody's able to find you. Nobody's able to call you. Nobody's able to reach you. Even when you have things to like do or deliver and all that, you just zone off. I'm like, personally, I feel like I have an issue with it.
That one is actually, and I was even going to say, before we go full blown into that one, because at that point I also now want us to be able to talk about the role family, friends, and how play in being supportive for you. So I just wanted us to even clarify, because that one is like we're going deep now. So I want us to even first clarify, like, okay, if there are other things as well that might tend to also play a role in the whole mental health situation. I just wanted us to be able to put it out there, like, outside of things that might be going on inside of you, things that maybe personal expectations and all that. Like, what are the other things that could also be playing roles in you being depressed, you being dealing with some form of mental health issue? Because things that can also help you go into a personal shell that will not let you talk to people could or could not also be a personal thing or a people's factor. I don't know if that is well explained, such that the reason you're trying to keep to yourself when you're going through something could be because people are even the one that are hurting you. People are the reason you already feel terrible. Maybe your family are not amazing, they just want to exploit you. They are people that don't pay attention to you, and then you feel like, what's the point? I just need to ghost everybody and go into a particular show.
Sorry,
but that's why
before you go for that, not to make the statement invalid here. I'm like, if people are hurting, are you not the one giving them the permission to do that?
Who?
I mean,
no,
sincerely,
I understand where you're coming from.
No, I mean, because I feel like whatever anybody says to you, it is your responsibility to whether react or respond.
I mean, as much as it is, but that humans, they play a very big role in our life. When I was growing up, I'm using this myself as a personal example. When I was in I think, let's say, secondary school and the start of uni, I used to feel like I never really had a mind of my own. People affect my decisions a lot. If I have a friend who feels like, she wants to do this thing, because my friend already said she wants to do this thing, I equally want to do that thing.
Do the same thing.
Yes, do the same thing.
Interesting.
So people really they play
so it's not even like they
role.
Want to suggest stuff to you.
It's
you just want to do what they
are doing, because I just feel like it makes sense. Like, they are doing it, so I should do it. So people play a major role in influencing you. So now imagine the people that are especially if you rely on people a whole lot.
I feel like prying a bit, but just go on.
So, I mean, imagine you that you're very dependent on people, and then the same people you depend on now, they say terrible words at you. Maybe I look up to you now as my friend, and then anything you say really does matter in my life. Like when she gives me an advice or when she says something, it really does matter. And then at the end of the day, I do something, and then you complain about it, or you say terrible things about it, that you're not even good, you can't do this thing well, what are you even doing, like you should give it up or something like that. It
More
will
like
really,
the ones you love.
yes, the ones
more.
you love now hurt you more, because you expect good feedback from them, and then you're getting something that now
All
it
up.
throws you off.
Okay. You expect good
Okay.
feedback from them. What if they're just telling you the truth?
Okay, maybe that came out differently, because I mean,
because
I understand that
sometimes
part.
because sometimes I feel like we talk to some people because we just want them to say what we want to hear,
yeah,
and not what the truth is, right?
Yeah, I
I
understand
mean,
that.
I think there
But
should be a
that's
balance.
it's not really the feedback part I'm trying to emphasize. I think what I wanted to say is, you expected, you did something. Now you're not in the wrong. Yeah, you expected some form of compliment from them, and then what you're getting is like negative words. They're literally pushing you down. There are sometimes that even if they're not going to give you a compliment, there are ways they kind of pass across the criticism such that you will not feel bad, because they are passing it across to you in a very modified way, in a way that it is constructive.
That will still massage
that will still massage your ego. Unlike when they just throw it out to you in a very harsh way. And then it throws you off balance. Like, I mean, I expected better from this person. Why do they have to say this to me, or why do they have to treat me like this? So those things, like, they also tend to affect. So, like I was saying, the whole mental health thing now, it does not only stem from you alone and what goes on inside of you. It also stems from how every other factors around you affects you. So if you're going to now go into a shell and not talk about the things you're going through, it might be because you're also scared of relating to the same people who you feel are the ones hurting you in the process of the whole thing. I don't know if that makes sense. Let me give another example.
It does. I mean,
personally, because I have personally had an episode of the whole mental health struggle, so I can maybe relate more to the victim side. So there was a time I was training here. I was learning how to bake, and there was this particular babe that I was very close to. There were other people even at the training center that they liked me, they talked to me, and then I talked to them back. But there was just this particular babe that I took a very personal interest in. She was way older than I am, and we used to work together, and it was pretty fun.
Like people that are older than you.
I feel like all my friends are older than me. It put them in that, I can trust you, I can be vulnerable with you kind of thing. So yeah, that's another thing again. Imagine the way I have more friends that are older than me that I trust and look up to, and by the time I go to them and tell them everything I'm up to or things I'm doing, and then what they're telling me back are things that are affecting me, do you know how that is going to like throw me off balance? There are people that are put in a particular position to be able to I look up to, now giving me words that eventually they kind of make me feel lesser of myself. I will literally withdraw in a shell, and then I wouldn't think I want to open up and talk to them about what I'm going through.
To even any other person.
So even any other person, because if I feel like the ones I hold in high esteem and trust are not, they are now even the ones that hurt me more. So why do I want to talk to other people that, I mean, you might be coming with good intention?
These are issues.
These are issues. Actually, it's a lot. It's a lot because it applies in different dimensions to people. I was saying something about the whole having a friend that I look up to at the workplace, and we're very close. So another babe came in. They were about the same age as at that time, and that one was already like, she already had a good knowledge of baking from before then. So her coming in, having better knowledge, it was fascinating. So she became closer friend to that babe than we were at the time. And I actually brought it up to her because, I mean, I feel like I used to be more vocal about the way I feel.
I feel like they were snatching your
like, they're snatching my friend from me, and I'm beginning to feel this pain. Like, what's going on? And the reaction
they were rubbing into your face.
Yeah, they were rubbing into my face.
Are you serious?
Like, we're literally always together. And even when I try to be a part of the conversation, I'm still like the third party.
Oh my God.
So it was heartbreaking. I need a hug. Oh my God, so it can actually be very heartbreaking, yeah. And then I spoke with the one that was my own very close friend that, this is happening, and she still dismissed it like it was nothing, that we're all just, this is just a workplace where everybody's just, she was very dismissive of it, like, yeah, like, I mean, this is just a workplace where every one of us gets to meet ourselves now, that, so why is it a big deal that you feel like I'm getting closer to someone else? So I felt so heartbroken. I felt so, I just felt as though someone I've trusted, someone I've learned to like love, to be, to hold on to, has now withdrawn, and they didn't feel like it was anything. They just dismissed my feeling very casually. So for that kind of thing now, it can make it very hard for me to now say, I'm opening up to someone else, or I'm trying to be closer to someone else, or I'm trying to give someone else a space, because Another thing is you might think, oh, what if there's a reoccurrence of something that I've just experienced it?
But I mean, I'm sorry.
I mean, people come, people go, yeah, but people are still the one that leave pain for us at the end of the day.
Right? I mean, I was going to say that because this is life, right? I feel
And you cannot be accountable for, how someone else treats you. But still on still, when they cause certain pain.
When you cause certain, because I feel like whatever thing you're going through now, number one, you're not the only one going through it. Somebody else is.
Has even gone through before. Someone will still go through it after you.
So definitely.
A lot of people.
And this might not even be the last time you're going to feel something like that. Now, when people hurt you, you might need to create a boundary so that it doesn't repeat itself. Right? But then sometimes you might need to create allowances for people. Somebody will hurt you. You are in a relationship, friendship, they will hurt you. Right? So I feel like this thing just keeps going on. It just keeps going on. It's not okay, well, the way we now get to handle it is not like what really matters. But I feel like, okay, if this person is, just like you said, your friend, your supposed friend, dismissed your feeling and all that. Okay, I'm sorry I have to speak for myself.
Okay.
But I feel like I can move on. In the sense that, okay, it is clear that you don't want to be my friend again. Who is the next person that can be my friend? Who else do can I okay, maybe because I'm just a person that sometimes I beat myself that I can't trust too much. And that's because if I love you, I love you. Right? As a friend, as a spouse and all that. When you offend me, and probably you come back genuinely to say, oh, you're sorry. Sometimes, even if you had that being genuine, but you say you're sorry, sometimes I already love you, so I have this soft spot already. That sometimes can make me get hurt more, right? Please don't try it at all if you cannot bear it. But I feel like I still have the space to accommodate more. So even if it is not the same person, I feel like I can still accommodate somebody else. Because in my mind, you are different from this person, right? Well, what I would not like is if I'm seeing the same pattern, I will tell you, oh, I've seen this pattern, I will not allow it. It is something I'm not going to permit. But if it is something, I mean, because people are different, and why do we even get to have issues in relationships? We are coming from different backgrounds. We are coming from different understandings of things. Even siblings that they grew up in the same environment, they still have issues because of the way somebody reacts to something. So I feel like this will still happen. You get. So when it is not that this person already said that, okay, I'm no longer in your level, I no longer want to be friends with you, I find the no lovable friend because I feel like when you now try to pull back, you feel like your worth is in the other person. I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, I do understand you very well, and I feel like, and I'm happy you actually said that that is for you, because not everybody feels that way.
Right.
I would say that I feel the exact opposite of how you feel, because I hate friendship breakup. So when I have so when I get about friendship breakup, it really hurts. Like it does hurt a whole lot. I'm not able to easily move on. If it's something that is still hot for conversation, I'll probably want to talk about it. Let's bring it up and then talk about it. But if at the end of the day you now realize that you have to let go, it now becomes something that you have to heal from eventually. It's not just something that happens where you just let go very easily.
That's it. Don't get me wrong. Because I said I'll look for the next available friend does not mean that I don't feel
hurt. I get it.
I've had breakups like they really affected me. I was not sleeping, looking for extra sleeping pill and all that. I have had that, but I feel like life is still worth living.
Yes.
You get. So even if I'm hurt, even if it would take time for me to move on, I will still eventually move on, because I feel like there's still more beautiful things to do in a relationship, in friendship.
We've not even met all the people we're going to meet. There's still people to meet. Thank you. Love to give out abundantly.
You get.
Parties to go for.
There are times that you want closure. There are times that you want closure. There are times that you want explanation for why they are doing the things they are doing. But sometimes you don't get it.
But again, we are not all the same.
But really, I know we are not all the same. But I feel eventually, okay, say how many relationships have you been in? I don't need you to answer. First guy hurt you. You were able to summon up courage. You went to the other guy. The other guy hurt you badly too, right? Would you now say that, okay, because of these 2-3 guys, you cannot go on again?
Open up your heart to people.
Or would you now say that because of that, which can be detrimental, you now say that you want to carry the hurt into a relationship that can possibly be very good? You understand? So this is what I'm not even saying that, oh, there's a way. There are ways to handle it, but I do not think that we should now close and shut everybody out, or feel like everybody is the same. Because truly, you have just been friends with, for example, let's just say, you've only been in friendship with 2-3 people, right? There's still like millions of other people
to meet.
And I'm not saying that what you had with the person was not even genuine. I'm not saying that your feeling is invalid. But I feel like we can be able to, try as much as possible not to dwell in that hurt, because at the end of the day, the other person is not getting affected. Like I said, the time I had one bad heartbreak, the guy was living his life, probably sleeping with other girls too. And I was the one struggling with sleep. I was the one getting lead, even when I was eating. I said, if you don't have peace of mind,
I mean, because
you will eat the whole world, and then
nothing
like
will help you still feel.
You get at the end, I'm the one at the receiving end. But what do I do? Do I continue in this particular
eventually
feeling?
Find a way to come out of, how
because that is what makes life. That is why you can keep going on. And sometimes you don't even go into it that, I've been out of one. Of course, I can still get myself. I mean, there are boundaries that you actually put for yourself so that you don't get as badly hurt as you are. But then I'll still say, it is really important that we find ourselves outside of these people. Outside, because really it is our life at the end of the day.
People.
If you are saying that, you're going to commit suicide because of somebody else, I'm not even saying that sincerely. I'm saying it again. I am not saying that your feelings are invalid, right? But if you're going to say that you're going to commit suicide because of somebody, if you go, the person will come for your burial, probably drop. Sometimes they might not even drop flowers.
I mean, they might not even care.
They might not even care because, but you still have a life to live, really. Because if you feel, truth is, okay, somebody has hurt you badly. You feel terrible. You want to do bad things to yourself. You want to even go haywire in that sense and say, the life is not worth living and all that. At the end of the day, if you now eventually say you want to come out of this space and feel good, you'll find out that life is even more beautiful now for whatever thing the person had to give you.
Yeah, they had to give. Because there's a lot that you still haven't experienced. People that would come, give you some form of love that you'd be like, okay, so what do I think I've actually seen and called love before now? It gets better. Maybe at times it gets worse too, but I mean, it's not impossible that you meet more better people, better friends, better relationship, get better jobs, get better opportunities, do things that you would not have expected or see yourself do like years later. But just because something had already, I won't say just because I try to be very careful when it comes to anything mental health and depression for someone that's been in that space myself. So I won't just I don't try to dismiss anything. I don't try to make it seem like whatever it is you're going through is small.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
whatever the case is, it has to do with people hurting you. It has to do with an experience you've had. It has to do with something you've personally felt that has actually had you down. I feel like that's actually the bigger part of it. Is just that's not the end of the world, because if you can eventually overcome that and come out of it, you realize that you can eventually get to open yourself up to better and bigger things. There are like a lot of things that you still haven't experienced. A better life that if you did not maybe say commit suicide, you could eventually have experienced. You could eventually have done all those things that you felt was impossible or was out of your reach if you had allowed yourself to eventually overcome that. So I feel like this should now also bring us to how to deal with this kind of things.
Sorry, before you even go there to how we deal with it, I want to ask. I had asked, okay, how about people that just zone off?
Zone off, yes.
How about people that they zone off, but when they come out, the reason they are giving is probably feeling. I am not invalidating anybody's feeling. But when you see it, you're like, okay, I'm trying to make sense of, not even to dismiss it. Because sincerely, I feel like some people just go off for no particular reason. Except we just want to say that they are not saying all that there is to it.
Okay, so
but I feel like some people at any slight thing they in a workspace, for example, right? You're just an intern. You're doing your thing and they give you a feedback, honest feedback, not even a harsh one. But because you hate to hear the truth, you feel like it's affecting your mental health and then you zone off. Well, you cannot leave the office except you don't want to be an intern again, but you stop talking to every other person. Because of what? Because you were given a honest feedback. So I'm like, okay, what state do we put these people?
Okay. So like I think you mentioned earlier.
Because I feel like some people just want to hide under the cover of mental health because it is what everybody is saying.
Yeah,
I mean, we should not also put it because it is now this kind of people that make everybody now feels like there's really nothing like that, or everybody's just pretending, or everybody just they don't know how to handle stuff. But when we have people like this too in the workspace, in the society, and everything, I mean, how are we able to separate these people and let them know that right?
I mean, okay, so like I had said the other time too, there's a very thin line between being badly behaved and going through anything mental health issue. So I feel like with the if your complaints are just the fact that you cannot take corrections, then we know that it's not like a mental health situation, because mental health tends to stem from an accumulation of the stress that is going on inside of you at the end of the day. Why are you laughing?
I just remembered something.
What was that?
No, okay. Just continue.
So, like I said, mental health tends to be an accumulation of all the stress that is going on inside of you. It's not just because today your boss corrected you and because you're finding it hard to take corrections, you begin to say, oh, what they're saying is affecting your mental health. If corrections are being constructive with you, if people say things to you in a very appropriate manner, you cannot term that as, oh, they are doing something to affect your mental health just because they are correcting you or they are giving you a task to do within the workspace. So except if it's now going out of the norms where your life feels like it's being taken from you, you're getting excessively stressed out, you don't feel like you have a space or a life, or everything just feels so it feels like your world is crashing in. That's when I would say that this is no longer a case of being badly behaved. Something is really going on that needs to be dealt with. Something is really going on that needs to be talked about. And because maybe we are also in a space where this old mental health itself is not being talked about enough. There's not a lot of awareness about it. There's not enough conversations around it. People just tell anything.
Don't even know that they are going through it.
So the people that are even going through mental health issues, they are dying. They are not speaking up. They're just dying slowly. Why do people that are not experiencing it just make use of it carelessly at any given time?
I think eventually we might one of these days have to talk about how to reach these people who don't speak. But because of our time, can we just quickly highlight or say the things that we can do to help these people, especially the ones who have found the courage to speak out. Yeah.
So addressing the whole mental health situation.
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel that also brings us to therapy, because it was meant to be a part of this full package. We're talking about mental health in Nigeria not being properly talked about, the depression that comes with it, and also therapy. Because we see therapy as, if you say you're going for therapy, what's going on? And even we didn't even talk about the family part of it, where our parents
I don't know, we still have right now we don't have much time,
because family parents can make it seem like, why are you going for therapy? You're going to go and pay someone to talk because you're going through something. But I feel like it's important to talk. If you don't talk, like I said earlier, your world crash inside of you. I mean, it's not impossible that there are times that you also need a break. You want to be to yourself. You want to take some time to process things. You want to take a break from the world when you are going through a lot. I've been there, done that a lot. I mean, she can witness to that. There are times that I'm just closed off from the world because I'm going through things. But eventually, when I'm coming out of, because being in your shell, like I had mentioned to you, does not eventually solve the situation. The only thing it does give you is a space to even, you're trying not to focus on the world. You're pausing from time. You're trying to come back to yourself, like, okay, I don't want to keep moving with time. I just need a time to my own self. Let me not live with the ordinary world where the time is moving and then you're trying to move very fast with the world. Now I need to reflect. I need to go back into my space. So it does not solve the situation you're going through. You still have that pain. That stuff is still lingering in there. So it's very important that you're still being able to talk about it. I mean, it does not mean that talking about takes away the pain or your feeling and all that, but something get relieved inside of you when you are eventually like letting out, you're speaking. And that also brings us to like therapy, seeking professional help. See, if your family cannot help you with the best way to deal with depression or to deal with mental health issue, it does not mean they don't love you. It does not mean they don't care about you. It does not mean they do not hold you in high esteem. But seeking professional help, people that are trained to be better in dealing with these things, could help you better. They know how to, what to say to you to help you manage certain things. They know, things to tell you, or some activities that you should include to also help you. Because it could be a personal thing of, just learning to rest better, just learning to open up
Yeah.
yourself to people, learning to exercise, learning to eat food.
Mhm.
So little changes in your life can literally elevate your mood and make
I
you
was
better.
even going to talk about that, because even the basic things, they are the ones that actually cure like big things. Stuff like you're exercising rightly, even if it's just a walk that you're going to take for like 30 minutes, very important. Your hygiene, you're eating well, right? You're not, because by the time you stay in your room alone and you're pressing, you get tired, you get moody. But when you just like to take a walk, right, I think that can actually lighten your mood. You can start from there. Your rest, you take it to be a priority. Then also, when you have goals, have priorities, so that another person's achievement is not putting you under unnecessary pressure. So you have your goals, and then you have priorities. Okay, these are, and then be grateful. Be grateful that whatever stage that you are, be grateful, right? Then also, one last thing I'm actually going to say is, be positive. Just let the positive energy come. Let it come, like everywhere. Any bad energy, put it away. Bad energy, go away. Positivity, it is really key. Even when things don't look like the way you want them to be, but be positive. Be positive. And this takes us to the end of this episode. I wish we had more time, really, but then we are not finishing here. We are taking it. We are coming back.
This is going to have another episode. It cannot end here, because it's a lot. I feel like an episode will even have me talking about my own experience. I swear. Because I feel like an episode will have me talking about my own personal experience with the whole mental health, depression, therapy, because I can really relate with it. So again, I'm going to say that nobody, if you're going through this kind of thing, nobody is, making your feelings feel like they are not valid. Your feelings are very valid. Nobody is making whatever it is you're going through appear like it is trivial. Please, it is not. It is a big case. We see our mental health can really, really affect people very badly. So please, we understand this thing, but please, it is also important that you should know that you can come out of it. It does not end with the way you feel,
of course,
what you're going through and all of that. Please speak with people, seek professional help, speak out. Mental health is a serious thing in Nigeria, even though it is not well being talked about. We hope that everybody tends to realize that it is not just a case of, okay, you are running colo or you're going through some spiritual problem. It is real. People go through stuff, really, even when they talk about it or don't talk about it. So please, let's also be kind to people. Be kind to people.
Very key.
Seek to know how they are doing for real. When you ask the question, genuine. How are you? See, if somebody asks me how are you, and I can break down and cry.
The ones I've been asking you.
So yeah, it can get really serious, and then it can get really better with little things. So guys, we're still going to come back. This is not the end. You're definitely going to be seeing our face more on this topic, another topic. But thank you so much for staying with us.
Thank you.
On this
and
episode.
See you in another episode.
I cannot wait to see you guys again.
Bye.
Bye. And pray for my voice, okay, so that I'll come back better and bigger. All right, guys. Bye and have a great week.